The main points, as in the highlights, is that we're pleased to announce that the revenue in the group has gone up by 5% to a very pleasing £26 million. That's up, as I say, 5%. The average annualized revenue per advisor has also gone up, and that's a good measure of the productivity of the advisor base. And that now stands at £124,000 per advisor, and it was £117,000 in the first half of last year. So a pleasing uptick there. Underlying EBITDA, which is our true measure of profitability, up 26% to 1.65 million from last year's 1.31 million. So a pleasing increase in EBITDA, and our pre-tax profits up by a healthy 12% to 1.26 million pounds. So all in all, a very pleasing half year for us. Yeah, the board's stated intention is that it believes strongly in a dividend policy. The 67% increase is justified by the balance sheet strength that we're displaying, with cash now increasing to just short of £10 million and with no debt on the balance sheet at all, and the profits in line with management expectations, then we feel confident that a 67% increase to the dividend, giving 0.20p per share, up from 0.12p per share in the previous half year in 2017, then that underscores, we believe, our intentions in that regard. We're delighted with the progress that we have made in the affinity space. We have 21 contracted affinity relationships, and we have renewed a number of those in the first half of the year, which was very pleasing. The net result of the activity in the affinity space has meant that our new business revenues from our affinity engagement has risen to £2.6 million in the period. And that's a healthy increase of £800,000 over the same period last year. And the LFA division that runs the affinity connections for us has gone over £10 million worth of revenue in the first half of the year. So it underscores the progress being made both in the affinity relationships that we have, but also in our national division LFA, which is engaged in the work. So we're delighted with its progress. The clients that we are engaging with have a broad spectrum of requirements, but we have found in recent years that quite a major part of the work that we do is in the pre-retirement space, in the 5 years or so approaching retirement, where clients are quite clearly quite keen to accumulate their assets, understand the assets that they have, and to put them into a logical order for the event of retirement taking place. And retirement these days is also very important that the client understands the opportunities that they have with the accumulated funds, but also that they have a strategic plan in place to make sure that the money lasts for the duration of their retirement. And our advisors are well equipped, not only in the lead up to retirement when the accumulation phase, but clearly very much also involved in the decumulation phase. And many of our advisors are engaged by the clients on an annual recurring basis to ensure that their plans that they've set out on are delivered and are sustainable on a year-by-year basis. And on that basis, we're very pleased to see that our annual recurring revenue has increased very healthily. Last year it was at 49% at this time last year. It's now gone over the halfway point where over half our revenues at 51% are now based truly on an annual recurring basis, which is a very pleasing thing to see. Well, the second half, obviously, we've had the full month of July and August where the numbers are yet to be compiled. But from a management's perspective, we are pleased that we're on track for our end of year outcome based on the 2 months that we've completed now in the second half of the year. Our advisors are very busy. They're reporting a lot of activity. So there seems to be no abatement in the client demand for the services that we provide. So on that basis, we remain positive.